They've got a Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport, another Divo, dark blue Divo. And, you know, the list is already up to 15. So like, okay, let's see how many Divo, well, let's see how many Bugattis we can see at the end of the week. Okay, so normally every trip I go on, I wish it was relaxing, but it isn't, you know. And if I go somewhere, it's always car related. So of course I went back to Dubai, very lucky enough to go. And I went with a few mates this time, and a few mates that have never been to Dubai before. So I thought I'll show them some of the showrooms, see some of the cars that they would have never seen before out there. And they're just like me, where we kind of log the hypercars. We want to see the big stuff like Bugattis, Paganis, Koenigsegg's. So for them, seeing any of them would be new to them because of pretty much everything in Dubai stays in Dubai. Or like I've said before, they just literally move from showroom to showroom throughout the years. So we kind of said to ourselves, I was like, I want to promise you two that you'll see 10 new Bugattis. Now, when you talk about Bugattis, that's a car that sometimes only people will ever see in a video game, or Bugattis are really the top dog of in the automotive scene, like the supercar scene, where if you see one, you know, that's the main one. And I said to them, 10 Bugattis, I promise you in the next 5 days, we will see them. So it ended up seeing just shy of 40 Bugattis we saw in the 5 days, and it was ridiculous. So 108 Bugattis are registered out in Dubai only. Now that can be from the Chirons to the Veyrons to all the old type 57s or the really old stuff, but there's only like 3 or 4 of them. So we are talking pretty much in Dubai, it's Veyron heaven. So me promising them 10 Bugattis was, I thought I was being kind of nice to them, but seeing just shy of 40 was absolutely unbelievable. Luckily this time, not a lot of them came from the showroom because of as we know, Dubai love these supercar showrooms, and you'll go into one of them and they'll have like 4 Veyrons lined up. Of course, this time we did count them, so that did play a big part into this count. But there's a lot of new ones, so for me that's really exciting because we got to see special edition ones, like the Middle Eastern one. These were chrome ones that are really got 0 mileage on them, that have lived out in the Middle East, and then one day they just randomly pop up these dealerships, you know. I follow a lot of these dealerships, keep a track of all their stock, and when we were out there, we got a text from one of the guys saying, oh, we've got a new Bugatti coming in tomorrow. Little do we know, it's actually a Middle Eastern edition that had literally never seen the light of day for like the last 5 years. And you kind of think to yourself, like, where do these Bugattis just come from? It's like they've got, not a money glitch, but a Bugatti glitch, where they just click their fingers and then there's another Bugatti at the back of the showroom. One of the main showrooms, Q Motors, we walk in, they have 4 amazing Veyrons. They have one mandatory one of the Middle Eastern editions, amazing 16.4, and then like a full carbon one. Dubai just don't do stuff normally, you know, you can't just have a normal Chiron or Veyron, you have to have it full mandatory or in a cool colour scheme. For them, that was amazing for them to see. But our aim was to kind of like get more one-of-one time with a Bugatti, see if we can get like a photo shoot with one. And I got in touch with a really good dealership I'm now good friends of, which is First Motors. Now, they're quite a new supercar dealership to Dubai. They've only been open just over a year. Their stock is like no other. Like, I'm telling you, this is hypercar heaven. And they have got a Bugatti Divo in there, a lovely, kind of like light matte finish blue one. And in the front window, they've got a Bugatti Divo, a Chiron 110 a Chiron 110 another Chiron. I'm not kidding you, the list just goes on with Bugattis. And we thought to some, well, like, hello guys, you know, is there any chance we could shoot one of your cars? And I've shot a few of their cars before. And then because they knew me from before, they're like, absolutely, yeah, sure. What car would you like to shoot? We all look at each other and like, well, why don't we just do the Bugatti Divo? So we woke up the next morning and we got a text saying the car's ready for you. So we got the Uber down, and then literally in their studio, amazing white background, they've got the Bugatti Divo just there, the £4 million hypercar, one of 40. And we got to spend some time with it. So it was amazing to, you know, to have a photo shoot with this car. But the next step is then to see them on the streets, because it's all well and good walking into showrooms. Anyone can do that. But old-fashioned car spotting is to see them on the streets. Now, we timed this Dubai trip when Gumball 3000 was happening, and this was their first ever Middle Eastern edition. I think they drove from Dubai, Oman, you know, they go up literally through the desert, and anyone brave enough to take a car on this one, especially, because if you break down, you are stranded, and the only help you're going to get is a camel, which is no good. So, you know, full respect to anyone going on this Gumball rally. Turns out someone took a Bugatti Divo on this rally. So all well and good, we got to see a Divo in this showroom. Someone's got even bigger balls to take one to this rally and drive it into the desert. Even better, In Dubai, it was on New York registration plates. I don't know if they were real ones, but I've looked back and it is actually registered in America. I don't know if that was actually a real New York plate, but to see that on the streets of Dubai, on a Bugatti Divo, was very cool because we were sat waiting for the cars coming up and we were like 2 hours in, nothing turned up yet. And then all of a sudden, this Bugatti Divo comes driving past, full blue carbon, and just stops at the traffic lights. And it was incredible. But this is where it gets cool with Dubai, because there's a Bugatti Divo parked at this traffic lights, the road we're standing on. 20 metres up the road is another small supercar dealership called Emirati One. There's 2 more Bugatti Divos in there. And you just think to yourself, like, it's so hard to find these Bugattis, but you go to Dubai where one's driving on the road here, there's 2 in this showroom there's another 5 minutes down the road. I mean, there's 9 Bugatti Divos registered in Dubai, and I've been lucky enough to see 8 out of the 9. There's one that's been evading me, one beautiful white one, hardly been seen before, so it's an excuse to go back to Dubai to maybe see it. But literally then up the road, we go to this showroom. They've got a Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport, another Divo, dark blue Divo. And, you know, the list is already up to 15. So like, okay, let's see how many let's see how many Bugattis we can see at the end of the week. We're already on, say, 4 Divos, see if we can get a bit more. And then, because we've built up our profile, our Instagram pages, and all of us have got, you know, some following, a dealership back in the day called Deals on Wheels. Now, they kind of went bust, or I don't actually know what happened to them, but they messaged all of us saying, would you like to photo shoot our brand new Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport, one of one colour, finished in the zebra, inspired by the L'Auto Blanc Veyron. No one's seen it before, and it was just one of them situations where it's too good to be true. You know, you got this DM, not even officially from this dealership, considering they don't even have a dealership in Dubai. So it's like, where's this car stored? And they were like, would you like to photo shoot this car? So obviously we were like, yes. Now, a few days go by where we don't get any replies. On the Tuesday, they came back to us saying, yes, absolutely. Would you like to shoot it here? And we were like, okay, what's to lose? We get kidnapped. We don't know if this is legit or not. And it's actually at the Dubai Autodrome. And I didn't know that behind the Dubai Autodrome, there's actually a storage unit. So we're all waiting in this cafe, sipping on our water, dying from the heat. So at least we're inside now from the aircon. And this guy comes over, greets us. No disrespect, but he was in a, you know, literally flip-flops, looking like a normal person. And we were like, there's no way where we are. There's no way there's this one of one, never seen, Chiron Pure Sport, allowing us to photo shoot behind a cafe. And the guy that he DM'd, had to go with him to kind of confirm something, that he was the person who he was speaking to on Instagram. So we were all just sat there like, well, our best mate's just been kidnapped, you know, it was good while it lasted. And then he texts us saying, just come around the back, guys. Now, tell a little secret here. He actually went through this storage bit, which apparently there was a AMG Project 1 for the Qatari prints in there. Not too sure how much trouble I'll get in that for saying that, but it wasn't allowed to take any photos or whatnot, but apparently in that storage bit there's some very cool cars, and apparently there is a Project 1 for a print in there. But the main thing was, in this storage bit, we were all lined up outside, the shutters came up, and bizarrely, Dubai living up to its name, this one of one, probably £5 million worth Chiron Pure Sport rolled out, and then as soon as it hit the sun, the blue carbon shone, these zebra-like black stripes lit up the car, and yeah, it was absolutely incredible to finally experience a proper photo shoot with this particular car. You know, we spent a good hour with it. We, you know, moved it around, had the amazing Dubai Autodrome behind us, and we shot this one-of-one Bugatti, and it was quite a cool experience. So, of course, being out in Dubai, I was lucky enough to kind of balance it with Gumball 3000 and for my 21st birthday. So, like I was saying, that it's hard for me to go on holiday and not relax, because I'm always either on the streets trying to look for cars, or all my holidays are Dubai, Monaco, America, where it's, you know, car infested of the hypercars I love. But we decided to dedicate one day on my trip to celebrate my 21st birthday at the water park at the Atlantis, you know, the massive water park. And I thought, finally, my birthday, as much I'd love for it to be full of car stuff, you know, I might have, you know, thought about doing the skydiving, something really cool, or hiring a car out for the day, you know, going to Ferrari. I said to the boys, please, can we just have one day without any car stuff? Can we relax, go to the water park, go to Top Golf, have a lovely meal? And they actually all agreed. And it was so nice to have 5 car enthusiasts all agree on a relaxing day. The day went amazing. My 21st birthday was incredible to celebrate out there, until we get to Top Golf in the evening. we've ordered all these meals and everything, they've all come, until we get a text message. And this text message changed everything, because what we got told that had just come out was a car that, not even making up, I've been wanting to see for a good 5 years now. One of the rarest Bugattis in Dubai, and one of the biggest private collections of hypercars, was the Bugatti Veyron Empire Edition by Mansory. Now, this is a car that is completely covered in Mansory carbon fibre, but it's all blue carbon, but not just the bodywork. The rear lights are tinted blue, the seat belts are blue, the window wipers are blue carbon. Absolutely everything of this car is blue carbon. The wheels, blue carbon, the alloys, blue carbon. It was a car that I've always wanted to see, and there was a vlog back in 2015 where this car came out, got parked at the side of the mall, and ever since then I'd love to have seen it. So there's us all staring at our phones, jaws dropped to the ground, our meals, our lovely burgers in front of us. We've got a whole game of Top Golf ready to play. I cannot wait because I love both of them. And we all look at each other and we're like, we're going to have to ditch this, aren't we? Because if we see this car, not only will it make my 21st birthday even better, but to add to the Bugatti list, because at this point, I think we're on like 20 Bugattis, and this was only after 4 days. But to see this Bugatti was one to really, to tick off in the list. We sprinted to the nearest taxi. We jumped in that car. We had a few mates that kind of lived in the area that were on Instagram letting us know if it would park up anywhere. And this particular owner under KM1, now he owns some ultra rare hypercars. He actually owns the one-of-one Mansory Bugatti Chiron. That was, I think, unveiled at the Geneva Motor Show in 2018. And to, convert a Bugatti Chiron into Mansory, you've got to have balls. This guy's got balls to the next level, because he's actually got 3 Bugattis in full Mansory. So he's got the Mansory Veyron Bullet Edition. This is full black carbon. And we were actually lucky enough to see that again. I think we just timed the week right, where he literally brought out near enough all his cars, or the father did, because the son who runs the Instagram page was away. And every night we kind of timed it right, where we'd check the Dubai Mall, and there is a VIP bit underground where he would always park, and we'd always check this one spot every day, 7 o'clock. That's when he would normally turn up. First night, he actually turned up in the LaFerrari. Second night, it was a TDF. Third night, it was like a 918. Fourth night, it was a 918. Again, so kind of like, oh, is this going to be a new car or not? And then it was literally just the Rolls-Royce Cullinan for the other days. And we're like, we've got no hope seeing the Bugattis. And then literally we got this message on my birthday saying he's brought out the top dog of the collection, the Mansory Empire Edition. It was truly something special. The thing is though, in Dubai, because how hot it is, you can imagine how then hot the underground is of the car parks. And honestly, it was so hot that all our cameras turned off because they overheated. We were sweating so much. So although we wanted to take in this car, and we did in the end, but we had to quickly nip in and out to get the aircon, come back in. It was like we were snorkeling, quickly getting our breath back, seeing the car, and then just because how hot it was, go back outside. And this was 2 nights before we were about to leave. So we had one more night to see maybe this Chiron Mansory one. So when he came to drive off in the Mansory Empire Edition, we actually did ask him, any chance you could bring out the Chiron tomorrow night? He looked at us, smiled, and was like, yeah, of course. And we were like, okay, that was a bit too easy. But we thought, well, if he's bringing out a car out every day, this could be it. This could be our chance to get some awesome exclusive content. Promise these guys to see some exclusive Bugattis. You don't get much better than this. This is more than a one-of-one. This is a creation that not everyone loves. A Mansory car is, a bit of here and there, but to own a Bugatti Chiron's crazy. The next day comes, and we wait at 7 o'clock, and the Rolls-Royce Cullinan came back out, and we were gutted, and he came out and pulled up and was like, I'm so sorry I can't bring it out, but I would 100% bring it out the next night. And we were like, oh no, we're not here tomorrow night. And we genuinely thought about, staying one more night, or not sleeping on the streets, but staying awake just to stay over to maybe see this car. Luckily, he actually didn't even turn up in it the next night. He came up in the Porsche 918. Whatever he told us about coming out in the Chiron, I don't know if it was a joke or not, but it never came out anytime soon. So, we've seen Andrew Tate's Bugattis. We've seen this famous collection of hypercars, all his Veyrons. We've ticked them off. We're on about 25 Bugattis now. And here and there, we ticked off a few in the showrooms. We saw a few random ones on the street. What was really cool, actually, was we was walking back from the Dubai Mall. Then all of a sudden, I know really random and as a car spotter, then it was our luck. This Chiron came out of this underground, but was completely covered in dust. And it was kind of this situation of Dubai-like, where they hardly drive these cars, because this Chiron's just come out of this underground. it couldn't have been driven in like a year. This car was thick dust level, and this guy was horrible to us as an owner. He was swearing at us in the window, hiding his face. I mean, if anything, it looked really dodgy. This guy trying to hide himself, because everyone is so friendly in Dubai. Every owner wants to open up the car, you know, show you the interior, you know, wants to find you on Instagram, follow you. This guy was really bizarre because he came out of this underground. I think it was a resident bit, but it was also next to a public one. We were on the public street and he was going mental in the car. It's a shame because in my video you hardly see him, but he was giving us the middle finger, he was hiding the face, he had the missus, I think, with him. Weirdly enough, she was smiling. This guy was completely covering his face, but I don't know, it's really strange though, but this showroom was literally head to toe covered in dust. But with Dubai, you know, we ticked off a lot, showrooms, a lot on the streets, but there's some really cool place we got to check out, which was a storage bit for supercars and hypercars. And we contacted them because I knew they had some very special hypercars in there, but it's quite a private place where we actually can't post anything. So it's only for me or us boys to really see and take in. And in the end, we actually got to go and have a tour around the place. Amazing facility, amazing owner of the place. But the cars inside, it was hell not to be able to take any photos, because we got to see a Chiron 300, a completely unregistered version. That was next to a Bugatti Veyron wrapped in a Bitcoin wrap. So you've got two Bugattis there, we ticked off. There's a Type 57 in the corner, that's 3 Bugattis. But actually that wasn't the gem of the storage bit, because I knew in the corner over there was a Zonda that I've been eyeing up since walking in here. And it was a Zonda 760 AG, one of Dubai's most famous Zondas. Back in the day, it did come out quite a bit. And sadly, ever since, it's kind of literally been sat in storage. And I did ask the guy, is there any chance you could just remove the cover off for me, just so I can fix my eyes on this car and I can physically say I've seen the car? And we were allowed to see the car. This Zonda looked unreal. So having a break from Bugattis, you had the Chiron 300, Veyron, Type 57, and then you had this Zonda at the back. But then to the right of it was a full carbon Centenario Roadster. And we were like, what the hell? I didn't even know this existed. And I think actually it was originally from America or Canada. Well, once again, Dubai storage, you have everything. And I've only listed of some of the hypercars. You know, there was LaFerraris, there was TDF, 509 GTOs, and a lot of other private stuff, which I wish I could say. But that was another cool bit to add to the Bugatti list. Overall, I think we hit 37 Bugattis. There's a lot of other public places which we could have saw more Bugattis. We just didn't have enough time. You know, we went to the Bugatti actual dealership, and luckily there we got to tick off another Chiron 300 and another Veyron, and then one of the other dealerships, they also had another Chiron 300. So in a space of 5 days, we got to see 3 Chiron 300s. That is ridiculous.
Car fires make for great videos, but very bad days for car owners, and I protect my cars from fire by having an element extinguisher in every one of them for every mile. I actually got my first one from Freddie a few years ago as we were shooting Car Trek 1, where a fire was a very real risk, but it's always important to be protected. Element fire extinguishers weigh less than 1/10 of what a traditional fire extinguisher weighs, and they discharge 5 times longer. They also make no mess, and they never expire. So it's worth picking up a few to have around the garage, your house, and of course, in your car. They've got a special bundle offer right now during the month of May for our VINwiki viewers, but it's always a good time to buy a couple of these to keep you, your car, and your home safe. So check them out now at the link in the description below.